This week we're going to be talking about art history again, except we're going to focus on a particular piece, which is a piece by the archaic Greek potter Exekias, and the piece is called Achilles and Ajax Playing the Dice. Um, it is an amphora vase again of the typical shape that we have seen in the geometric period and other classical art. So it is black figure-based painting, which means that what they actually did was that they painted the entire vase black wherever they wanted a silhouette or any type of shape, and then they actually painstakingly used a sharp tool to etch out the details. So this kind of work would have had to be done by a very skilled artisan, and it would have had to take hours and would have been very expensive to purchase. So we know whoever the patron of this piece was extremely wealthy. We know that this piece is made by the potter Exekias because this is one of the first signed pieces of the archaic period, and it was actually signed. This piece was made by Exekias, the master of black figure technique. Now, all this black paint fortunately for us, all this black paint and the firing actually made the pot very durable. And also, fortunately for us, amphora vases with black figure painting became extremely popular for the Italians, particularly the Etruscans, to purchase because trade routes had now opened up with Europe, with the rest of Europe, so a lot of purchases were being made, and the Italians loved Greek pottery. So the Etruscans actually bought a whole bunch of these vases to be buried, for funerary purposes, to be buried with their loved ones, and encasing these pottery items in tombs is the reason why we have so many relics from the archaic period for pottery, because they were entombed by Italian patrons. So for this particular piece, Exekias and that Exekias made of Achilles and Ajax playing dice, why it's so interesting is because it's kind of a social commentary of Exekias's on war. The fact that the two warriors who are usually portrayed in battle, was their forte, are playing dice is very interesting because this scene was not mentioned in any mythologies or not written by the poet Homer anywhere. So it's thought by art historians that the fact that they are playing dice is a commentary by Exekias on the chance that is war and the volatility that can come out of the consequences of war and how unpredictable it is and how it is really essentially just a gamble. It's also interesting to note that Exekias, who loves signing things and labeling things, wrote next to Achilles, "This is Achilles," and Ajax, "This is Ajax," so we know what the scene is about. And we actually know, because Exekias liked writing so much, that Achilles won this dice roll, which 4-2. The game being played was whoever rolled the higher value of die won. So this particular vase, because of the amphora shape, was thought to be made for carrying olive oil, and if this was in a Greek context, we would assume that it would be buried with a female, but given that it has been exported to the Etruscan society, we are unsure if they just valued the Greek pottery and if they followed the same burial customs as the Greeks, as giving amphoras to the women and the bowls to the men. It's really interesting to see the skill of Exekias in the composition of the vase, because the spears that which Achilles and Ajax both hold next to them are extensions of the handle into the center of the vase, which point directly at the dice table, which seems to emphasize Exekias's focal point of the vase, that war is a gamble, and to focus on the game that the two warriors play. And in a time of political turmoil, and when Athens had just overthrown the Persians, this would have been particularly relevant to the audiences of the time. Anyways, that's it for this week. Thank you.